Now, another nuance comes up with does it have to be the night before? I like to write down my food in the morning, you might say. Well, again, the question is how well is that working for you? Do you routinely write down your food in the morning or do you miss a bunch of times? Does it really work for you? Do you then eat only in exactly that? Do you go to bed at night peaceful and wake up in the morning confident that you have a plan for, you're going to write down your food and then that's what you're going to eat? If it's a very well-oiled machine for you, then I would say don't change it. However, I asked my coaching staff, so there were, I don't know, more than half a dozen of us in this online video meeting. And I asked them this question: what do you think about people writing down their food in the morning versus at night? I thought they were going to say, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Plenty of people succeed writing down their food in the morning. And that is not what they said. They said, no, 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 the night before is better. And they listed all kinds of instances and examples of why. That there's a peace that comes when you've locked up this day, but you've planned the next day, that you're not waking up in panic in the morning without things set. They just cited chapter and verse so many instances of just people are more successful when they write down their food the night before. I was surprised, but that was their perspective. Now they're on the front lines coaching hundreds, thousands of people, and they're of the opinion that the night before is better. I have always written my food down the night before. I have never tried it in the morning, so I have no direct experience with the morning approach. I write down my food the night before. And you are self-responsible. If it's working for you, then that's fine. Again, that's the if, right? This is the opportunity to really look. And if it's working for you, meaning you really always do it, always meaning 95% of the time, right? If you really always do it, and then you eat only in exactly that, and your lines are bright, and you're free, and your weight is where you want it or it's heading that way, then there's no issue. Otherwise, write down your food the night before. I do want to point out that there is a feeling in the evening when recovery is real and solid and humming along, where the entire evening, by and large, is taken up with sort of wrapping up this day and planning and preparing for the next day. I wrote about this feeling way early on back in the day when the vlog was a blog and I actually wrote it in writing in words and there was no video each week. Way back in 2015 or 14, whenever it was, I wrote a blog called Sunset is a Sign. You could search for it in the weekly vlog at brightlineeating.com. Click on the blog tab and in the search box put Sunset is a Sign, S-I-G-N, sign. Sunset is a sign to get ready for the next day, a sign that this day is done. And in my experience, when my habits are strong and my program is at its best and I'm happiest, I shut down the day by wrapping it up and turning my attention to the next day. And there are certain things I do to prepare for that next day. I set out my thyroid medicine. I write down my food for the next day. I check my calendar to see what I'm doing the next day. There are certain things that prepare us for the next day, and writing down our food is one of them.